Welcome back everybody to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Superman and the Mole Men. But we're going to start things off first by talking about the big man behind it all, Robert L. Lippert.
Robert L. Lippert opened a studio in 1945 named Lippert Pictures. His studio was the Netflix of their day, just cranking out content like westerns, horror movies, and B-movies.
It's said that he helped finance over 300 movies, including the original The Fly.
Around this time, Superman has been a popular icon ever since his debut in 1938's Action Comics #1. In 1948, Superman's first live-action appearance was in the 15-part serial Superman. The serial was quoted as a tremendous success, making Kirk Alyn, the first technical Superman, famous.
I made 8 for the same producer who made Superman. And this is why he called me, I think. He said, "Now take your shirt off, Kirk." I said, "Ooh, fine." So I took my shirt off, and he says, "Do you see down there? That fellow's in good shape, see?" And I was pretty good shape, because I lifted barbells and all that. I was still very young. So then he says to me, "Now take off your pants."
Hey, wait a minute. What kind of old are
Wait a minute.
They wanted to see if you were the real Superman.
I went down to sign the contract, and the girl says to me, "Oh, Kirk," she says, "I'm so glad they finally decided on you." I said, "What do you mean, decided on me?" He says, "Do you know that we looked at about 125 different guys before we called you?" Well, then I just dropped it. Now, should I be happy or should I be unhappy? I got the job, so I should be happy, but they didn't think of me first. 125th. So I thought, well, maybe they got tired of looking, so they said, "Well, get him and forget it,"
And would then reprise his role in the sequel serial Atom Man vs. Superman.
I think after seeing the success of the Superman serials, Robert thought to himself, I could probably do this but better. Kind of like modern day DC films are with Marvel movies.
In 1951, Superman and the Mole Men was released by Lippert Pictures. It was the first ever DC character to appear in a feature film. The title hero was played by the iconic George Reeves.
Put some lead in him, Luke.
Mr. Benson tried that once already. It didn't work. Now I'm going to give you one last chance to stop acting like Nazi stormtroopers.
The movie was actually a soft pilot for the TV show The Adventures of Superman, also played by George Reeves.
Fun fact, George Reeves was extra cautious about meeting children at public events because they were incapable of separating the actor from his superpowered character. While attending an event, George Reeves was approached by a young boy who pulled a pistol on him to see if Superman was really invulnerable to bullets. Reeves demonstrated some true heroism and quick thinking while staring down the barrel of a pistol, telling the boy that the bullets would bounce off of him and injure innocent bystanders. Apparently satisfied with that explanation, the kid handed over the weapon and tragedy was averted.
So this myth has been around for a couple decades, and whether or not it's true, I think it's good because it gives a certain level of charm to both George Reeves and the character he was trying to portray. But enough of the backstory stuff. We're actually going to finally talk about the film itself, but right after these important messages. Hey, babe. All right. What's wrong?
Daniel, sit down. We need to talk.
Yeah, sure.
I went to the doctor's today. I'm pregnant.
something. Anything.
I can't wait to have this kid. Oh man, I'm just so excited. I'm gonna go do the dishes.
But Daniel, that dish soap is awful.
Yeah, you're right. Only there was a dish soap. You only had to apply it once.
Well, now there is. Introducing Ultra Clean. Just one application to a regular dish sponge, and you can clean indefinitely.
Wow.
That dish soap is amazing.
Right? Huh.
It's even safe enough to use as shower soap. Long lasting. Get yours today. Warning, this soap is not disappearing after 3 hours. Please seek medical attention. Soap can alter your genetic genome, increase bone density, stop your heart, cause blood to fly from your eyes, cause bad breath, and kill. Expecting mothers should speak to their doctor to see if Ultra Clean is right for them. The film starts off with a brand new oil drill being taken apart for an unknown reason. Clark and Lois arrive on the site for a report. They are told about the shutdown, but Clark and Lois become suspicious and investigate why it was shut down instead.
I'm really sorry you came all this way without getting a story.
Not so sure we won't get a story.
We see the oil well's drilling hatch open and two mole men come curiously climbing out, observing the topside world. They make their way over to the security guard's window, and then it is implied that he dies right after. Clark and Lois arrive to discover the body.
Is he dead? Heart attack?
I don't know.
Now, Clark, don't go building this thing up. He was an old man, he had a heart attack. It's as simple as that.
Somehow super chill about that, Lois calls the authorities, but she too sees the moment and freaks the hell out. Lois tells Clark and the others what she saw, but they are visually skeptical of her story. Clark, once more, asks the foreman why they really shut down the oil drill. He pulls Clark aside and shows him that the deeper they dug, the more minerals began to glow. Fearing of it being radioactive, he stopped all drilling.
I was afraid if we went any deeper that we'd be coming up with almost pure radium.
Meanwhile, word spreads around town of hairy creatures roaming the area,
Causing harm.
The townsfolk, swept up by paranoia, go to hunt down the harmful creatures. Clark Kent tries to reason with them, stating,
Don't you understand? All these things happened because you were frightened?
basically that the creatures have not harmed anyone on their own accord. Mob leader and KKK Grand Dragon Luke Benson rejects this logic and gets the lynch mob moving. Clark runs off and switches over to Superman. He heads them off and tries to calm them once again.
The little girl's all right. She was just scared.
Get out of that doorway.
Benson again refuses all logic and tries to shoot Superman to no avail. Clearly intimidated, the townspeople disperse and continue to track down the mole men individually. Benson and his boys find them and attack, and one of them gets shot and falls off, but not after letting out such a hilarious scream.
That scream is so awesome, it should have been used in movies just throughout the years.
They're eating her! And then they're going to eat me! Oh my...
Where's the goat?
Oh, Jesus.
He left us. He left us.
Now, where does he think he's going? When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Superman saves the one that fell and flies off to the hospital while the other one runs for his life. Benson and his gang chases down the other one. They chase him for such a long time, but then gets trapped in a shack. Benson and the others burn the shack down, shoot out the windows, and make sure the Mole Man has no way to escape.
The thing is, I regret coming to the surface. Damn, I should have stayed home with my mole family.
After desperately trying to find an escape route, the Mole Man rips up the floor and evades the welcoming committee and makes it back home underground. A happy and accomplished Benson goes over to the sheriff's office to boast about his Mole Man kill.
Well, we got both of them. Both what? Them critters.
His day is ruined when he's told that the other one is still alive and at the hospital.
I know what you told me. I still say he ain't got but one. The other one's up at the hospital.
What did you say?
For some reason, fueled by so much hate by the news, Benson threatens to shoot the sheriff if he interferes with killing the last Mole Man. All hell breaks loose as the townspeople race over to give the old Mole Man a taste of their double-barreled ideas. At the hospital, we learn that the Mole Man is okay, but that there's something interesting about them.
Its chest structure is exactly like that of a human being. Same thoracic cavity, same number of ribs, same lung position. The only external difference seems to be in the hairy covering and the large head.
See, the Mole Men are just like you and me, except they've got a 5 head, and they've never heard about shaving before.
Lois makes it there and confronts Clark on his constant disappearing acts. She points out that when things go down, he always runs away.
What are you afraid of? What are you hiding?
Hiding?
Well, you give the impression you're leading a double life.
Really?
And at this point, I want to talk about this film's version of Superman/Clark Kent. As the intro states,
better aid him in his never-ending fight against the forces of evil. He masquerades as Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper.
Superman lives among us as mild-mannered Clark Kent.
But that's not the case.
If anything, we definitely see a Clark Kent that acts confident, willing to help out in any way that he can, and would even allude to his alter ego of taking care of the job.
Go home, lock your doors if you're afraid. Let me handle this.
What's the matter?
They're running up the street.
Well, who?
Craig and Corrigan.
I don't see anyone.
Just keep looking.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Clark, where are you going?
I'll be right back.
A few moments later.
NANI? The fact that he's Superman is staring everybody right in the face. There's even little hints here and there, but nobody is picking it up.
In there?
Mm-hmm. That is, Superman brought it to the hospital.
Well, then you know about Superman.
If I don't, who should? I'm gonna check the ward now, Mr. Kent. I'll keep an eye on it.
Look at him. Look, he's smiling. Look, he's cheesing. He's like, oh, I'm Superman, but nobody knows but me.
So as Superman, he once again interferes with the lynch mob's desire to hang a mole.
Who are you to tell us what to do? All I'm telling you is that little creature in there has as much right to live as you do. Don't forget, you invaded his world. You sank a pipe.
He tries to teach tolerance to the mob, but of course, Benson's gang doesn't listen and almost kills Lois Lane. And after trying the nice way, Superman takes action and takes the mob's weapons and disbands them all.
Whoever fired that shot came close to killing Miss Lane. Obviously, none of you can be trusted with guns. So I'm going to take them away from you.
Even if you don't know too much about Superman, this film does justice to him because you feel like this is really Superman. He's nice, he's courageous, he's brave, but he's also kind-hearted, and he gives you the benefit of the doubt multiple times, even if you don't deserve it. And there is a little bit of quirkiness, that 50s quirkiness here and there, but overall, it's the character and it feels like Superman.
We cut back over to the Mole Man that escaped, but now he's back with a posse and even some heat to get their friend back. And so we see Jason Alexander, Danny DeVito, and Joe Pesci go looking for their missing friend John Belushi.
They took the bar!
The one Mole Man recognizes Superman for saving his friend, and they agree to calm down. He goes and grabs their missing friend.
Meanwhile,
Benton is told that there's more in town and goes to confront them, but instantly regrets it. He forgets that he's allergic to radiation and begs for mercy before Superman comes and saves him. And they all leave peacefully back home.
Even though most of the people watching this wanted Benson to die, Superman did tell him exactly what all of us were thinking.
You saved my life. That's more than you deserve.
The film is only 58 minutes long, and it's at a pretty good pace, except for that really long chase sequence. If you wanted to watch it, I'll leave a link in the description down below. But 7 out of 10, really fun to watch, and it was a lot better than Captain America. Never again. Thank you all for watching, and if you made it this far, I just got one thing to tell you. Down in the description, I'm adding a little bit of an anonymous survey for both my videos and for my gaming stuff. And if you've got some input or some ideas or anything, just, you know, pick one out or both. It's anonymous. It'll help me further grow within this YouTube channel business stuff. Thank you guys all. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all later. Peace out.